Welcome to a special episode of the Friday Podcast.
To the colonizers, my people were savage. While they raped and stole, only leaving us Spanish. Agriculturally advanced, but they had the cannons, had disease to infect, so that we would vanish. Their skin was lighter than ours, they had the advantage. White supremacy's a joke, cause white leagues below average. From the Native Americans giving liquor for land to melanated enslaved who built it all by hand. Chinese died building roads, it all stems from jealousy. That it was genocide, so fuck white supremacy. And we're the tribes of Israel, that's why some of us miserable. They try and separate us, but we are indivisible. Literal individuals, bound by the spiritual, connected to my people via metaphysical. Staying positive is priority. I need my mind strong, no fear, no hate, baby. Always ready for the wrong. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to fear is what I ain't.
I mean,
Anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, so fear is what I ain't. Several times I almost died, several times I almost cried. I used to try and hide from my
put the link in their bio. Ain't that shit clean and psychedelic, baby? The packaging was fire too. It had gold wrapping in a pink envelope. Bro, it was beautiful. 100. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is like episode quarter of 100. 25, right? 25. And I want to say happy 20th birthday to my cousin, who he's probably watching this. He's 20. I remember he was born. That's my baby cousin. One time we took him to Mexico, and they thought that we, I guess they thought that we kidnapped or something, because he was way darker than me and my family and shit. So they're like, yo, where's his papers at? You know what I'm saying? We had to show him his papers and shit, but that's all good. Today is 1-1-1, 11-1. And if you're into angel numbers, sorry if you heard me fart. I've been eating a lot of candy. Shout out to Halloween yesterday. I ate a lot of fucking candy, which got my stomach, but you know, blah, 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 but it's all good. Angel number 111. Meaning. So, as you can see, I finally got a haircut. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking them curls for a little bit. So the angel number 111 signifies manifestation and prosperity. This number is a warning from the angels to pay attention to your thoughts, because you will manifest into reality anything you think about continuously. They are reminding you to think only positive thoughts and release all negativity from your life. So this is a message to everybody watching or listening or reading this. If you're reading the captions, sometimes there's captions, sometimes there's not. Oh yeah, shout out to Halloween. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. There was a full moon yesterday, the elections in a couple days. And a lot of people are scared, but I tell you what, we better be positive, because like I just said, you manifest your realities. Be positive. Stay positive, and positive things will happen, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know, so as y'all know, I'm a teacher assistant, right? And during COVID times, you know, we'd be shorthanded and stuff, so this work week's been pretty thrown, you know what I'm saying, because of, you know, shorthandedness and stuff, you know, people being out. But it's all good, you know, I can't complain. Shout out to iPod. We ain't recording no episode, but I was chilling with the iPod. Oh yeah, y'all know I got that mug too up in my room. Maybe tomorrow I'll get back into the studio. It's been kind of messy in there lately. Because when I get off, man, I'm just so tired from work. I just, you know, bust an easy or something and go to sleep, really. Watch some podcasts and comedy. You know, try to wind down. Because it's very interesting. And you know what's interesting is I was going to go to school this semester, like in college, but from what my cousin's wife, the person who cut my hair, shout out to her, she was telling me that now it's like because of COVID, and like they want to show, because the teachers or the schools are afraid that there's going to be high numbers of COVID in the fall, in the winter. So they're ending school 4 weeks early, but it's the same amount of work. And when you take a test, you have to do this online thing where it's like a program that's watching you while you take your test, but it's also watching your computer. Now, my hairstylist, my barber, who is my cousin's wife, she one of her code students, one of the people in her class, is a coder, is a programmer for computers, so he knows some shit. So he was checking the background of that app that checks to see if you go anywhere. It also looks at your face, so if you look down or something, or if it thinks that you see your phone, or if your dog barks too loud, it'll stop the test and you have to restart, or you just fail. So obviously that app is not that great. And I'm glad I'm not in school this semester because I would be very frustrated and I would have dropped already. So thank God I did not take a class this semester because work has been challenging. I love it, but it's challenging. And then going to school online with all the COVID shit and everything being compressed into 4 weeks less, it's a month less, but you still have the same amount of work as a full semester. And my cousin's wife, my barber, she was like saying that a lot of people are failing, and it's like it's very interesting. It's very interesting because it's a new time, and some of the professors are acting like they're surprised that people are failing, but it's like obviously, you know what I'm saying, less time to do the same amount of work. That's bananas. And then that program, so her homeboy that's a coder, he found out that app that's supposed to be checking to see if you're cheating and shit, it also goes through your bank account. It goes through everything. So he told they petitioned the school to get rid of that program because it's going through their shit. And he told everybody that he knows, delete it after you take a test because it was starting to try to go through my bank account. It'll go through everything. So that's fucking shady. Can you imagine that shit? I mean, I'd be pissed off already, you know? So, I mean, who knows? Hey, that song that I just played, that's a motherfucking world premiere. That's an exclusive. That shit is fucking called No Fear. And that's out that new EP, Weed and Water. You know what I'm saying? Produced by my cousin, Sleepy J. Shout out to Sleepy J. And that's one of my favorite tracks I've ever recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, it's just fire. 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 Run it back for him, man. Hold on.
No fear.
No fear.
To the colonizers, my people were savage. While they raped and stole, only leaving us Spanish. Agriculturally advanced, but they had the cannons, had disease to infect so that we would vanish. Their skin was lighter than ours, they had the advantage. White supremacy's a joke, cause white things below average. From the Native Americans giving liquor for land to melanated and slave who built it all by hand. Chinese died building roads, it all stems from jealousy and endless genocide. So fuck white supremacy and when
I told her that because of that I wanted to watch Harry Potter now. But instead of doing that, my homeboy Vino from the Odd Pod, shout out to the Odd Squad, told me, you know what you should do is listen to the audiobooks. That's your best bet. I was like, all right. Man, I'm in chapter 11 of the first book, The Sorcerer's Stone, aka the Philosopher's Stone. And I'm in. You know, shout out to Gryffindor, shout out to Slytherin. You know, this book is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all heard that duck out there laughing. Sounded like he was Also, I've been watching The Blacklist with the Odd Squad, which is with Kevin Spader, and that shit is very interesting. Shout out to my conspiracy theorists. It goes into some shit. It'll just give you hints about what's really going on because it's like, okay, you know, if it's there like that, it's really going on probably. So that's I don't have Hulu right now. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Disney Plus. So that's the only thing I've been watching. I watch podcasts and shit. For sure. King of the Sting. Joe Rogan sometimes if he has a guest that I like. Fighter and the Kids. Tiger Belly. Bad Friends. Sometimes this past weekend when Theo has a guest. Even though I make a solo podcast, some of his solo podcasts I haven't been able to get into them. They're just not my stilo. What else? That's about it. Oh, Stevie Weeby. I watch his sometimes when he has his brother on or somebody else that I know. Sometimes he has some random. Done that. I was 15 when I started and shit. Let me check this battery real quick. I think this hoe is low. Will it let me? I don't think it'll let me. Oh yeah, okay. I'm at 19%. That's all I need, I think. I guess this bitch dies, and that's the natural end. Last week, I wasn't gonna stop at 18 minutes, but I didn't have time to record anymore. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That's a solid 18. Most people don't listen to the whole thing anyway, so that's fine. If I do a solid 18 again, I only got like 5 more minutes, so let's see what happens, y'all. So Harry Potter, Blacklist. I showed my son today the Fighter and the Kid episode where they were talking about how the CEO of Twitter, the CEO of Facebook, and the CEO of Google had to go to Congress, to court or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on the terminology if they went to Congress or where they went to, but they were somewhere in front of the Senate or some shit. And they were questioned about because they've been censoring information about Biden that would hurt his campaign. They're not supposed to do that. So, because most people, you know, the mainstream media, it's just, and you know, I went to my grandma's house today, and you know, they got CNN playing, and I know they watch it a lot, and that shit is just fear porn, fear mongering, just talking about this specialist thinks that it's gonna be crazy if Trump wins, and this specialist thinks it's gonna be crazy if Biden, and it's like it's just a bunch of hearsay. It's just a bunch of negative energy. And I told her that, and she's like, yeah, you're right. But my grandpa wasn't in the room at the time. He's the one that always has it on the news. But they're pretty chill. I mean, you know, what's the point of stressing? You know what I mean? What is stressing gonna do? It can kill you. It can make you sick. Stressing doesn't help. Now, unless you're gonna put that stress into productivity and be like, you know what, I'm stressing that the world might end, so let me do something positive before I go. I mean, that's fine, but it probably won't. Probably won't. Shout out to smelling your ball sack. I wonder who else does that. I have a bad habit of smelling my balls. And they smell great. It's just when I, like if I sweat, you know how Carlos Mencia, he had that special. He's like, at the very end of it, he was like, when it's hot and sweaty, I stick my hands in my pants and smell the fuck out of it. I don't know why. I don't. My dad had this weird thing about like he would like scratch his head and smell it to see if I guess how it smells and shit. I don't know why. And so I got this weird thing too that I'm trying to like sometimes I smell my fuck to see if I stink. I guess it's really weird. It's really weird. I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to check. I don't know why I put that out there. That's just. That's one of my. It's like a tick. It's like a weird thing I do. Like, does everybody have a weird thing they do, or is that just me and my people close to me or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is that? Somebody out there knows what that shit is, or it's like just habit, like hereditary. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? That's weird. Really weird. Yeah. So, I haven't drank. I'm just looking at this bottle of Crown Apple. Shout out to Crystal. I'm very fond of the time that we spent together this summer. And she taught me a lot, and I taught her a lot. And what's cool is now that I'm reading Harry Potter, I'm already have a basis of like white magic and the dark arts and shit. And that's cool thing about Harry Potter. They talk about the dark arts, and that reminds me of Theo Vaughn every time they say the dark arts. Protection from the dark arts. The dark arts. And then it's like, oh shit, that's Theo. I wonder if he got it from Harry Potter. Or not necessarily in that order. How many different jobs did I work? I worked Levine's. I worked PLS. I worked... Because UPS, I was 19, I think. Ace. And I was already as a teacher assistant, too, all in 10 years. And then I matured a lot. I watched Follow the Cabal, which was this past summer, actually. This past summer, I've changed so much, but I wouldn't be able to without all the other changes in my life prior. Like, it was a journey. You know, my early 20s, I got quote unquote woke, but like woke, not like today's woke. It was like woke, like Alex Jones, the Bohemian Grove woke. It was 9/11 woke, Illuminati card game woke, the Boule, all that shit. And I was very antisocial. I would just smoke and watch The Office, and I would stay home, and I would jack off, watch porn. For a little bit during my early 20s, my son's mom and he lived with me, and we stayed at my uncle's house, which was, for the most part, a good time. I think I'm the last one to fuck up the relationship between me and her. There was also a time there, I think, where we got into it when my uncle wasn't there, and that sucked. But everything happens for a reason, and I love my son's mom, and we're at peace now more than ever before. We're more cooperative with each other than ever before. We matured. I respect her husband. Um, everything's good now. Thank God. Because I caused a lot of my stress in my life, but that stress, I think once the natural instinct to be a dad was just in me. It was just in me, and I knew I needed to be a good dad. I had no excuse. My dad was kind of rough on me and stuff. He was rough on me, but it could have been worse. But he was there. His dad wasn't even there. My dad's dad took off for a pack of cigarettes, never came back, bro. My cousin was like, I took my dad to get cigarettes. And I was like, and it's interesting because we all have different dads, man. We all have different dads. And dads are the biggest parts of our lives, whether we like it or not. Dads and moms, right? And if you don't have that dad, that's a big hole in the soul, I think. Well, my dad made up for that because he showed love to his mom, and he's still like my dad is, and he's smarter. We're all smarter now. Everybody I know that I'm close to, we're all smarter today than we were yesterday, and then than we were 10 years ago. We all, because that's part of change. That's part of being. That's part of the constant change cycle of life. Is learning and growing and sharing, repairing. Coming at you. That's VMP Records, baby. Valespino Music Productions. So I don't know how people in their life don't live with baby wipes. I don't get it. Because if I didn't have baby wipes, my ass would be miserable. My asshole would be miserable. And I remember when I was young on MTV Cribs, Trick Daddy was on there and he went to the restroom. He's like, man, if y'all don't have these baby wipes, y'all don't use baby wipes, I bet y'all ass is crusty than a motherfucker. And my dad had been using baby wipes in our house forever, so we already used them hoes. You know what I'm saying? And then those flushable ones, those aren't flushable. Don't flush them motherfuckers, no matter what they say. But baby wipes, man, it'll change your life. If you never used a baby wipe after you took a turd, goodness gracious, what you heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll change your life. And then I know somebody told me, they're like, how you gonna use, and then your ass gonna be wet all day? Nah, homie. You use the wipe, and then once, you get all the shit out and shit, you use a toilet paper and dry that shit off. You know what I'm saying? And bing, bang, boom, you're fresh as a goon, you know what I'm saying? And it's all good. That's just like a PSA. You know what I'm saying? Change your anus. You will thank me later. And on that note, I love y'all. I thank y'all for listening. Have a wonderful week, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace up. Yeah, what y'all want to listen to at the end? Should we play this whole again? Should we? Let me put one more, like a little. Let me see. What else I got here? All right, here's a little intro too. Another exclusive world premiere. Skittles, Gorilla Glue, weed and water coming soon, baby.
I used to think that love was just drugs and cash. Pretty skinny girls with fat lips and ass. Parties and drunken nights, threesomes and fights. Now I look at the moon, the planets, the stars at night.
Remember to get your different trade needs. Contemplating, complicating, causing trauma from stress and maybe it is a blessing asking all these questions like who the fuck cares anymore about your method. I'm the man with a plan, smoking grams for the session. I'm in a constant state of high and regression. So let me take a step back, appreciate the view. The trees so green and the sky so blue. Spring Y'all are the best. Much blessings and much love. Until next time, my brothers and sisters. One love. Peace.